Hello, everyone. Good evening, and thank you very much for joining once again to our webinar series, EalSuite Evolution. I can see a lot of familiar faces, and a lot of I can see a lot of familiar faces. In fact, a lot of very familiar faces. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining once again for EalSuite Evolution, another episode of our webinar series. So, my name is Varun Krishna, and I will be, as always, guiding you through our new updates and releases we had on 27th of July 2024. All right, we'll be taking a closer look into the employees module today. So if you're coming across any doubts, you can always ask me your doubts. So I can see a lot of new faces also joining in. Hi, hello. Yes, I can see that a lot of you have experience using the chat feature. So you have the chat option here. You can, write down all your queries, whatever things that you want to ask me. If it's some specific questions that you want to ask me, then do it through the Q&A section. And then there's a raise hand option. You can use it if you're coming across any specific doubts that you want to discuss with me. I'll unmute all of you, or whoever's having the doubt, and then we'll have a verbal communication on that. Okay. So anything else? I'm sharing my screen. I hope that I'm properly audible and visible. So if you can give me a confirmation on that, great. Let me see. Let me see any messages, please. Yes. Yes. Thank you very much, Atulya. Thank you very much for giving me the confirmation. Anyone? Agash as well. Agash. Salman is here. Thank you, Salman. Hi. Everybody will be muted. So if you want yourself to be unmuted, if you want to have some specific conversations on any of the feature updates, then we can have that. All right, just tell me. I'll be able to do that. Okay, so let's get started. I'll be starting off with our release notes itself, as always. Okay, so yes, like I said, we'll be speaking specifically about the releases that we had on 27th of July 2024. So when it comes to the first feature update, it's enhanced employee view customization. So everybody who's been using EalSuite and been to this webinar series for a number of times, and lately, I'm quite sure that everybody is quite familiar with the way in which we are working on the employee section, right? So elevate your HR management with a newly introduced capability to customize the employee view. So we'll take a closer look into how to customize the employee view page again into another layer, into another depth. So we'll start off with the forms feature, then looking into the custom fields created against the employees. Then we'll create a new employee, and then we will work on the view page. Then enhance migration for customer section as well as for supplier section. We've introduced the supplier code, the customer company, supplier company, all of this in respective sections under the opening balance section. So we'll take a look into that. And 2 bugs that we have fixed. It's a multi-brand sales reporting issue, and then a very cool and very important display error that we had regarding the tooltip when it comes to smart views. So we'll be speaking about that as well. So let's get started. We'll return back to our presentation. First one, enhanced employee view customization, and we'll see how the employee view page can be further customized and what kind of an update that how we bought in from our previous week. So we will be concentrating on our first branch itself, and there are 2 main sections that we want to look into. First of all is a forms part, and then we need the custom fields part. So under forms, we'll be moving into employees, and we will be concentrating on different types of forms that we have. On the first form, we have personal details. I'm talking first of all about the groups. Personal details, employee details, current address, permanent address, and all the fields. These are all default fields in EalSuite itself. None of them are custom fields. All of these are placed under respective groups. I'm quite sure that you have the knowledge that we can customize this forms, right? The form in which the employee is creating. We can place those fields anywhere we want. We can create a number of groups, right? Then into different fields, you can place it like that. And an employee interest is also present here. So before adding it, we'll move into the custom field section and then look for employees custom fields. You can see employee interest custom field has been created against it. The field type is text box. So I will be adding employee address custom field into the form, into the basic employee form. And it has been added under the current address. No, I don't want that. I want it to come under personal details. So the last personal detail group field will be employee address. So you can click on submit, and then we'll return back to the dashboard itself, and we'll move into HRM, into employees. We'll create a new tab here and we'll start the creation process. So employee here. So we'll go with a new name. Vivek Shravan, the date of birth, right? So we can go back to 1990, March 9th. The male, the marital status is single, and we can provide Vivek at vivek.shravan at hjkwin.com, and it's Vivek 1990 at gmail.com will be the personal address. And we can also provide a phone number. An alternative phone number is not really necessary. So under employee address, which is a custom field minded, football, then music and karate. Now about the employee details, the date of joining will be July 31st. Full-time employee active under the product management designation. The department will be products. Job title will be associate product manager. Now the address line. We can provide a house number also. So we have Highland Apartments. We can take this near Southgate here into the current address line 2. Into the state of Kerala. And the permanent address will again be the same itself. We'll just copy paste it. There's a reason why I'm taking time and effort to fill each and every column, because you can see a completely flourished view page in that sense. All right. So the employee is created here. Every detail is provided apart from the alternative phone number. So we'll go to the view page here. So you're seen in normal customers, lead, suppliers, and everyone, there was a separate section for custom fields, right? We don't have that right now. What have we done? So we have done a lot of things. So under personal information, you can see a lot of information coming here under work and under account core details. So in the previous update, we bought in inline editing. So if you're not familiar with what is inline editing and the kind of permissions associated with it, I would recommend going through our recording of our previous webinar, right? The previous releases. I would highly recommend that. It's a very cool feature, very important feature, I would say. Right now, you can see an edit button on the right corner of summary alone. So you can click on it. A model comes up or a pop-up comes up in which there's a reason why I showed you the forms feature earlier, because forms had a similar kind of a UI, right? So here the ID, the form field, the employee interest is not added here. I was quite sure that everybody was wondering, we already provided data into the employee interest field, right? Then why is it not present here? So right now we have the option to update the view layout. So that is a new update. So here you can see under personal information, all of these are present. Under work, this is present. Under account core details, this is present. Now imagine you want to rework on this. So under personal information, you have name, date of birth, gender, marital status, phone number, and everything. And the address line, I don't want it to be here. So I'm completely removing the address from here. And I need to have the employee interest coming here under personal information. And then work and then account core details is enough. Like say enough. And if there's a situation in which you need to have some kind of an address, then I'm just keeping the address like this, and address line, maybe the current city, state, zip is enough. So when you bring it here, it'll be directly coming here. As of now, we are bringing in this feature like this. So you can keep it right down here under the address section. Yes. And you can click on submit. Yes, you can see that the view page under the summary, tab or under the summary section is completely changed. I bought in the employee interest, which is a custom field right here. Then we have work, and then we have core account details, and then we have address. So imagine I want the address to go above the account core details. Can I do that? That is the thing. So you can do that. All you have to do is you just have to rearrange it, right? So right now we don't have the dragging facility here. So what we will do, we will just rename it as address and this as account core details. And then we will work it out like this. Yes. So we have bought in that change. So the layout has been updated successfully. So see, each and every week, the changes that we have bought in our previous week, it was line editing. Before that, it was about editing the first section, the basic information and the joining details, right? Even though that could have been edited, we can just rework, even we can change the name of the group right there, this header. So we are bringing in minute updates into our employee view page itself, right? We have the major edit here. We have a sectional edit here. We have sectional edit here as well when it comes to rearranging the summary tab itself. And then when we have another depth of edit that is inline editing. You see, if flourishing the editing feature here, what to a greater depth the customization can be worked out by the user itself based on their own business requirements. So this is the way in which a basic editing customization when it comes to the summary tab under employee view page will be working out. I hope it's clear for everyone. It's the flow is not a complicated thing, but it's a very important and a significant update in my sense. If there's any doubt, you can ask me. No, nothing, not a word. I hope it's clear. If we can give me a confirmation on that, it'll be great. Clear. Okay, great. So let's move on. Now I'm going to combine the next update. All right. Customer and supplier opening balance update. What have been updated when it comes to customer and supplier details, right? The customer code and the customer company. So making it more comprehensive under the opening balance section. So we can move to settings. We can select the first branch itself and into the migration section and opening balance. We can move to customer. You can see we have introduced ID and company columns into this table. Initially, we were having name, main category, subcategory, and amount. Right now, we have introduced company and ID based on user request. Same thing applies for suppliers as well. All right. I hope it's clear. If that is clear, then we will move on to our first resolved issue, multi-branch sales reporting issue. Where was the issue taken place? It was in the daily sales report. It was taking place, it was impacting the item filtering when multi-branches were present. So there was inaccurate data being shown. So we'll first of all move into this workspace, into reporting, into the daily sales report. Here you can see the date. I'll keep it as this physical. All customers, all item groups, all items. Here we have multi-branches. When specific branches were selecting, it was not providing us the right data. That was the major issue. So here we can return back and let me show you the daily sales report is experiencing issues with accurate item filtering leading to inconsistent data. So what we did was that we worked on the issue, and right now, let me just rework on that part again. When all branches were selected, you will be getting the whole data right like this. Then if you're selecting specific branches, then you will be getting exact data itself. Everything will be right. Even if you're, going for specific items also, it works. It's working pretty well for all branches and for specific items. I don't think that this particular item will be sold in the last 3 months. Yes. So clear, right? Next one is what I'm waiting for, what we've been waiting for a lot of time. Tooltip display issue. Addressing the impact of tooltip display issue on a user experience. First row tooltip obscured by the table header, which hindered the user interaction, right? Reduce the data readability within the tables. So what happened? We can directly go to smart view of an invoice. Here earlier it was not getting shown due to this table header. So we need to come down to the second row and then understand what these options were. So what we did, no more issues here, right? This applies to every table. Every table now. Even if I go to settings, if I go to users and roles, here also this gets applied, right? We did it like this earlier. It was not like this. So it's a fun update, I would say, because we've seen a lot of users facing this issue, not able to recognize it. Internally itself, we were working on this, and right now we have bought in that update in this particular release. So I'm quite sure that didn't take a lot of time explaining all of these updates. The major thing I wanted to discuss today was regarding the employee feature. You see, when it comes to employees, it's not about a single week release. We're bringing in new and new features, new kind of customization each and every week. So you have to be connected in order to get the whole detail. So if anyone in this particular meeting is like saying HRM for the very first time, always reach out to us directly or directly to your service partners to get this enabled, because it's completely free. You don't have to pay an additional penny for that. And we are providing such kind of customization under HRMS also. And I've seen a question already within that has been asked by Agash, like, are you planning to bring this into other modules? Absolutely. For us right now, HRM is an experimental feature. That's the reason why it will be shown as an experimental feature and can already be used as an experimental feature also. I want you guys to use it and then tell us what are the different things that we need to fix here. On the same time, we'll be bringing in new updates there as well. So once everything is fixed and everything is finalized there, then it is easy for us to migrate it or flourish it, spread it into other modules. All right. So I want all of you to use it much more. So we can see requests coming in. So I want more requests to come in. That's it. So if you're not familiar with anyone new within this webinar, you're here for the very first time. You're completely new to the knowledge that we do provide an HRM feature. Then please reach out to us, right? Please reach out to us, service partners, and get your HRM immediately. You'll be able to upload all the details, just like I showed you. That's the reason why I showed you the whole process, what we can achieve with HRM right now. Okay, so if there is any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, we can wind this up. This is a Q&A time. If there's any specific doubts, then please. Okay, very good question. Very good question on that. Does the editing that we have introduced in this particular update apply for every users? No, this only gets applied for only the full administrators right now. Even in the previous webinar, I've already told you the inline editing also, right? Inline editing is already directly applicable for full administrators. He or she, if provides the permission to other sub users, then you have to go into the roles, then provide the inline editing feature, then only gets applied to the other sub users. So thank you very much for asking me that question, Vivek. Anything else? The check printing part. We are working on the check printing part and we will be introducing it. It's a guarantee from our side. But meanwhile, do use our graphite feature, because we know users who are using graphite in order to print their checks and get the outputs. So you can take a look into that as well. You can take a look into how this can be done. We already created a video on that. So it is available in YouTube. So please, yeah, otherwise you can reach out to us if it is not present in YouTube as well. All right. We'll be able to share that as well. Anything else? If there's nothing more for anyone to discuss, then thank you very much everyone for joining. Another exciting week, another exciting releases. We are bringing in more in the coming weeks as well. So many exciting releases we have. And I hope that everybody who joined in this meeting will be up again back for the next webinar and the next one and the next one as well. So if you want to enable some of your features, if you want an upgrade on the software, always reach out to us or to your service partners and they will be able to help out. If you're having any queries and if you like having some kind of hesitation to ask me that during this meeting, then you can always email us or reach out to us and then ask your queries as well. So thank you very much for being here till the very end. Let me sign out. Bye.